You learned some new spells then.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if they're actually worth it.
Because I
The
can
fuck.
make mine half portive and half.
Yeah. Well, I had a bunch that I'd set up a while ago. I just never removed because they're useful in other games, but like since it's kind of just you and me right now, it's like I don't really need like group buffing heals. I can just heal one person at this point. I guess that we have the NPCs, but I don't know. So I got a couple of new spells. We'll see if they actually get used or not.
The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming.
All right, welcome in everybody. It is Sunday. It's D&D time, and here we all are. Hope you all are having a good weekend. Hope everything is going well. Announcements, as always, at the beginning of the stream. Let's see here. There will be no D&D next Sunday, as it's Father's Day, and people have camping and things to do. And we're all going to take a break, and we're going to have a good weekend doing things. So, yay. But I will be streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows all this week, except for Monday, because I don't stream Mondays. So make sure you tune in for that as we are working towards partner. Plus, we're having fun with Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Is he cutting out for you too?
Yeah, I was trying to watch to see if it was movement or what.
Yes. Or not the camera, but
The mic?
mic.
Is the mic being silly?
Yeah. I don't know if you were too far away or
Could have been
trying to
that.
see if it was your cable, maybe. I don't know.
I don't
You're
know.
doing
Well,
fine now, though.
I moved a little closer. Maybe that's what it was.
There you go.
So, but anyways, back to it. I'll be doing Assassin's Creed Shadows all this week. So make sure you tune to that. I do not stream on Mondays, so there won't be a stream tomorrow. No news on Hawthorne yet on its release dates, so Sheve is still free from having to start her stream channel yet. Though we will probably be doing a test stream of well, I don't know what to do about it. We'll try to fix this here. Hold on. Let's I'm gonna mess with the camera or the mic. That better?
You have to
Sounded
talk
fine. It's
continuously.
just cutting out.
How about now?
Yeah, it's clear. It's like it's
Well,
not
let's see if
getting
it's
pickup or something.
let's see if it cuts out now, because for some reason it was trying to pick up the mic from the webcam and not that mic.
So now you're really quiet.
So now it's really quiet. What about this one?
Yeah, you're louder. Different quality than the other mic though.
Okay, it's weird because there's 5 mics listed under my mics here. And
Sound different.
Yeah, this one sounds tinny, like it's cheaper.
let's try this one.
There you go.
How about this one? We'll try this mic. There are literally 5 mics listed under my audio options here. I don't know which any of them are. And I know it wasn't this one because this was muted, so it wasn't my headset mic at all.
Now you're starting to cut out again.
And then we're cutting out again. Technical difficulties. We're professionals. What about now? Are we sounding better now?
Yeah,
Sound
you haven't cut
fine.
out yet. So
Okay, well, let's go with that. All right, so as I was saying, no updates on Shebe's stream, though we will probably be doing a test stream soon. You guys are just going to have to deal with it.
yeah,
There's no way for me to fix it. It's either no, because I tested every mic there. It's not the wires; it's all plugged in, so it's got to be software related. So the joys of doing this online.
yeah.
So, anyways, as I was saying, we'll probably do a test stream, probably because there is the new 7 Days to Die update coming out. Yeah, that now I'm watching it, it's not even picking up sometimes. Okay, I'm just gonna shut down my Discord, start it over. Let's see what happens here. You guys just keep going.
Discord has a setting for like how much volume before it starts recording. So like when you're talking, it won't activate till it sees a certain noise threshold. But it's not like he's changing the tone of his voice, so that doesn't make
No.
any sense. I don't know. This is the worst part of any streaming setup is technical bullshit.
Mainly because it's just not really working well. All right, so default camera, microphone from camera, microphone from Realtek Audio. So we're not going to use the 2 that are camera. Let's try this one. We'll see if this one cuts out while we're talking at all. Okay, so that one's not it. Microphone array AMD device. Well, so that one's the one that makes me sound kind of robotic. Microphone USB. Question is, are you cutting out?
I mean, when I'm talking on your mic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is she cutting out? Because we actually use the same mic for our channels here. So does she cut out at all?
Well, we don't know.
Well, you then talk. Tell everybody about your stream.
I don't know anything about my stream. I will probably stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings.
So I haven't heard any cutouts there. So
yeah. See, so because we're using one central mic for both of us, that way there's not
right.
echo overlaps. So it's weird that it's cutting out just on my voice, but it didn't cut out on your voice.
Is it because it's so close to the DM screen? Maybe.
No,
I wouldn't think that would.
It's actually
obstruct sound that bad, but
it's where we usually have it. It's actually about 2 inches away from her. Grace says she can fix it. Here we go. We got our IT tech here. She's gonna fix it.
like guys, you just need to lay on it like this.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll just have to see what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's
honestly, this seems to be working so far.
So
So
far.
I completely reset my
I just don't want it to cut out while you're telling a story.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to go with it because it's OBS and
right, well,
everything.
she's gonna DM this one. We're just going to do some role reversals so that the camera's happy.
Yeah, you get to be the DM now.
Hey. He was stepping on.
Oh, I know. He's trying to be my camera tech. It's off still. Oh, we're professionals, I swear. All right. So other announcements. All things for 2024 are or 2025. That's right. That's what year we're in. It's a horrible year so far, so I'm trying to already forget it. Anyways, all of this year we're raising money for Extra Life. You've heard me talk about it a million times, and I'll talk about it a million times more. So, if you don't know already, it helps out children's hospitals all over the United States. Times suck, money sucks. $1. Donate $1, help out. Be awesome. Be really cool if you did. Also, you see in chat that we have another charity going on that is for the Trevor Project. Another great project that you definitely, again, $1 will help out folks. And not just the economy, but the way everything else is going. This is another group that is going to be hit really hard by political decisions from the Orange Cheeto overlord. So, that being said, Az probably has no updates on his stream, but we'll ask him
None
anyways.
whatsoever.
It's summer, so it's the time of year where people are taking times off. So
Enjoying the life and the great outdoors.
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Eventually it'll get too hot, and maybe then I'll sit inside long enough to stream. But until then, I'll be outside getting covered in poison ivy. It'll be delightful.
I'm not affected by poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. Like I can literally I can
Anytime you
rub
want
it
to
on
come down and help me out in my garden, I'd appreciate it.
As if we could, we probably would at this point just head down there, load up the cats, the dogs, and be like, we're living down in Missouri now because Iowa sucks.
Yeah, Missouri's not
we're
that
all
much
gonna
better.
die.
Yes, but have you yet to have one of your senators say people are going to die because everyone dies?
No, but I'm sure old Josh Hawley would say some other shit. If I looked hard enough, I'd just been sticking my head in the ground and trying to wait for it all to disappear.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't because they're going to be trying to cut benefits and stuff that I need in my life. So, but that's all right. We'll burn it to the ground and eat the rich one day. That day may be soon. But before that, we're going to play some D&D. So we left off. You guys were finally made your way down to the bottom of the mines. A little sorrow-filled as you have lost 2 members of your party to an unknown explosion.
Oh.
It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it was
like
the
I
weirdest
was just checking this door out, and all of a sudden, like people were getting thrown over railings and nuts.
It was unknown to half of your party why the world exploded. The other half of your party had a little bit of warning. And we hopefully learned from that experience not to shoot dragon oil with an explosive burning arrow. But anyway, so you made your way down to the very bottom, and you're in this huge cavern. There are 6 tunnels off to each side. There are workstations and cluttered areas all over. And there's one huge tunnel, like where the stairs came down straight ahead of it. Tired, bleeding, beat up. You guys did a little searching, and then you came up with the idea of, hey, let's take one of these tunnels, and we're going to go ahead and kind of secure it, take a nap. And so you guys took an 8-hour rest. All HP is restored. Spell slots are filled. 8 hours has passed. It went by eerily silent. I mean, there was the occasional cracking, kind of grinding noises. Some of the explosions and fires up there that were still burning have died down, and the stones heating and cooling kind of shift. There was the occasional droppings of molten gold hitting the ground. So, but other than that, it was really pretty quiet for such a big cave.
Anthony's wife.
Yay! Hi, Day.
They say hi, baby.
Hi.
Love you, D. We miss your face. So, yeah, after you guys rest, you guys wake up. You're all still inside this tunnel, and that's where you guys are going to start off. If you see, there's a collection of people down here over in that corner. We'll say that's the tunnel you guys are in. As you're really just trying to kill Tercel, aren't you?
I am not.
What would you guys like to do?
But we have this scroll for languages.
Oh yeah.
I'm certainly happy to do it. It's 8 hours. You guys will be on your own. I'll just have one stay with me. The other one will be.
All right. Trying to think of what do we want to.
How long does this scroll last?
The scroll will last for 1 day. It's an 8-hour learning period, though, for you to study it and get it. Yeah, I know. So you, but it doesn't have to be done in all in 8 hours. If you wanted to break it, like do 2 hours of reading and then go help out, or if you were doing it during short rest, you would be capable of doing that.
Is it considered rest when studying?
Short rest, yes. A long rest after what you guys went through, I would say that no, you needed your whole 8 hours of sleep to restore, or else because you guys were pushing close to exhaustion level. You were all both seriously injured, and fatigue was setting in. So you would not have been able to study after that with those conditions. You guys basically set your watches and went to sleep.
During my part of the watch, that would have been
2 hours, maybe.
2 hours.
So I'd say you still have about 6 hours left.
I'll do 2 hours in the morning. Finish it off.
All right. So for the first 2 hours, she's going to be occupied. What are you doing, Tercel?
So, from a player standpoint, would my character know that she's only going to have a certain amount of time to use it? Like, would I be familiar how scrolls like this would work?
As a cleric, yes, you would have seen similar scrolls. Maybe not a language scroll, but you would have seen scroll usage before, and you would know that scrolls come with, some of them are one-time instant use spells there, like Fireball. And there are some that do give researchers and physicians an extended period of time to perform something they normally can't do. So, like maybe a surgeon would use it for, to help him understand things better. So
Okay.
you would have seen something like that in your time between military and clerical life.
So with that knowledge, I'd discuss. Tersa would discuss with Sarah. I think while you're studying that, me and the boys will go back through whatever we can get to that hasn't been destroyed by spontaneous combustion, like papers, stuff that we couldn't read before. Collect
I do
them,
have a bunch of that stuff.
right? Just so we're all ready to go when we can read it.
Okay,
I think trying to investigate these tunnels independently would be a bad idea.
you gotta remember from the exploded area, it's about 100 feet down where you guys are now. There was 100 feet, then there was that level, and then there was another level where you've initially came in. So there's been 3 levels. The exploded area, like I said, 100 feet above you, there wouldn't be much left because as you guys were running, remember fireballs were kind of like coming around the side hallways, corridors there. So most of that area probably is burnt, but again, it will take you time to climb all the way back up, then to investigate, and then climb back down. So, and to get to the very top would pretty much take you a whole day.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can totally do it, but I'm just letting you know that's what your time frames on how you guys came down. It pretty much took you a whole day to get down. That's why you were close to exhaustion, and you guys hadn't, been able to rest the whole exodus down. So,
Well, then, if that plan's kind of a bust, because that's more work than I thought I was going to be, I guess we could work to making some kind of a defensible, more easily defensible shelter, either in the tunnel or using tables and stuff to find
bless you.
around.
Well, and
Like
as
in
we
this one area, that's where.
as we had discussed, so the stairs are here. They come down from here, and they actually come down to about here. But here's like stalls and stuff are at, and you guys could easily kind of like barricade in this area. And you guys have discussed doing that for your rest, since the walls behind you are solid stone, the earthen mountain walls. You would only have what's in front of you, and you'd be able to drag like stalls there and desks that are around, because there are some foreman desks or other workstations all throughout this area.
All right. Well, I think let's do that. Let's kick the boys into gear. Try to make just a certifiable defensive position,
Okay.
so that we're not.
You
We
want
can
right
come
or
back
left
to
of the
if we need to.
stairs?
This
Right was
section
where the
was
gnomes
where all the
were, and
gunpowder was at.
yeah,
Where your hand is the gnome area, yes, and that was
I'm in a complete agreement.
yeah, it is a cleaner area. But that side, that opposite, was more of like just a few desks and tables. It wasn't like a lot of stuff there. So, but I'm asking so I can do this. So we'll say that this is your guys' defended corner. This little table is your doorway in and out of it. So, um, while you are doing that, would you be looking for anything, Tercel?
Um, Not really. I think I'd be in full military work mode. I'd be making sure the boys are positioning things correctly, everything's secure enough that we could if it got ram charged, that it would hold up to a impact. I'd be pretty focused, I think.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, if you guys would be looking for like paperwork or anything around while you're doing that, I'd have you roll
Yeah, no audio at all.
investigation. No audio at all.
All right,
How
you're
about now?
back now.
Okay. I would have you roll an investigation if you guys were going to be searching for things while you're moving, but if not, don't worry about it.
I think we'd just be in total disregard for what this shit is and just trying to make a fort
Okay.
or whatever.
All right. So yeah, I'd say with 2 hours of downtime for you and about 2 hours to secure this to a pretty decent standard using what you have. It would withstand, let's say, you know, zombies, skeletons, maybe some elves. It would not withstand a berserking troll, but you don't think there's any of those down here. So it would definitely, it's fortified, but it's not going to be the greatest because you are using desks and chairs and boxes. But unlike the things you saw upstairs where it was just like thrown on it, you guys are strategically putting it, making it into a wall, making it into a defensible area. So, all right. So, yeah, 2 hours has passed. You guys got that all set. You are done with your studying for the day. So, you've got a total of 4 hours on the scroll now. What would you like to do now?
Don't want to leave me. Still don't know anything serious minerals that they find. Want to go forward? Bigger
I mean,
tunnel, right?
Yeah,
Forward.
it seems like the
If
obvious
the
exception, but
So the cavern is rounded behind you guys where you've secured it. There are 3 tunnels on each side, which you know from one of them is kind of the mining area. Then there is a larger tunnel straight in the middle ahead of you. So where the stairs came down straight ahead.
I just think it would be less bottleneck. Larger. Or searching blindly.
Right. Just kind of poking that way. Are there torches on the walls and stuff that we can light on the way, or?
I'm gonna say during that time you were moving stuff, you guys lit all the lanterns and torches that were all over. As you guys get closer to this, I want you guys both to roll a perception roll.
It's a 16 perception.
Okay. As you guys walk closer towards this center area, and you guys have walked, not you because you were studying, but you guys had walked by it a few times, but none of you were really paying attention. But as you guys are walking closer and you're actually getting ready to go into this, you notice that so there is a 20-foot dug-in cave, but it's not mined like normal. In the middle of that 20-foot cave is a 8-foot by 8-foot frame of a completely different material than anything you've seen down here. It is very dark stone, and it has intricate carvings into it. And as you guys look past that, you see that the wall for this tunnel ends about 10 feet back. And as Tercel, as you're looking around, you notice that this went from a mining expedition to they found something and they cleared it out.
And this is all in that center tunnel?
Yes.
Can I read the marks?
No.
My language.
They are not in a language any of you would know at all. I 100% know that you guys don't know this language.
But they're definitely not Dwarvish.
It is not, the symbols and stuff are not like anything you have seen ever in your lifetimes.
General, like, viewpoint of the stuff, does it resemble anything that we've ever seen before? Like, does the shape of it?
Your best comparison to it would be it looks like an archway.
I like the mark.
Oh, the markings, yeah. Again, you can't even tell that. There's obviously there's triangle shapes and circle shapes, so you know some basic shapes of them, but you never have seen like the carvings or this style before.
I'm getting Stargate vibes right now. I'm like,
Right.
do we need to sync up all the things and we're gonna get teleported to a desert island?
So I'm going to draw this in the middle here so you guys can kind of get an idea. So inside the center, this is all black stone with carvings. And then 4. You guys are all standing right in front of the room.
I'm standing far away.
You're standing back further than everyone else. But yeah, so imagine like that kind of archway. And like I said, they've dug the stone away from it and behind it. So you can see behind it, about 10 feet back is the mountain stone wall. And off to the sides, it's all mountain stone wall.
So I spent quite a bit of my life fairyland. Fae.
hmm
I would know. Don't go through archways that you don't know nothing about.
You would know that as a general Fey concept, but this is not Fey.
I'm
It
just saying
doesn't
that it's
register.
like
I'm just saying.
archways.
I'm
in
just saying
general.
you totally you get that vibe that hey, I know don't go through these, but this is not Fey, so it does at least pique your interest of what it is.
No, but I would just generally know don't go through.
Yes.
And so I will tell the others. So,
Hey, random technical question.
Mhm.
I'm hearing Shay right now better than I've heard her in 2 years. Is that microphone spun around by any chance? Does it have
No,
a?
it's facing exactly the same way it does every week.
Because I shared Shay's coming through like a fucking Mariah Carey concert or something, and
Oh God. You might want to.
like she's as clear as a whistle. Like
No, it's
I
like I
know
said,
some microphones have like a focal point where it only kind of focuses on one angle of.
no. That's it.
And
It's words. Go ahead.
is there a way to lift it?
No. We'd have to get a
This
new mic stand.
this is working pretty well right now. I can hear you both equally now, so I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
It's been 2 years with this mic. It's time to buy a new one.
No.
That
Quite a bit of money.
only costs like $60. Yeah, that one did.
Think of all the cinnamon rolls you could have bought with that $60.
How about that with the new
I could have bought 15 packages of cinnamon rolls for $60.
It's a lot of cinnamon rolls.
It is.
That's one big zombie smile right there.
I had cinnamon rolls this morning, so that's why I'm in a good mood.
I could know generally archways like this with hieroglyphics, whatever. If you don't know where it's going, don't go under it. Don't go through it.
Yes.
And I would tell the others.
Yeah, you could express your knowing about it.
Knowing about archways.
Yes.
In terms of relevant dust and foot traffic, how are we looking here? Is this fresh? Is this old? On the floor and around it?
Roll another investigation check.
No. That is a 6.
That's high enough for you to be able to see that unlike most of the other areas, while the level of dust from no one being in here is the same, this area is really kind of clean. You do see that there was a lot of traffic around it. As you kind of also look around it, you do see that there are various machines. Probably gnomish in invention around it.
And I'm just gonna be throwing things out like mysterious, black fruit nobody knows about. And we find this archway. Wondering if things were coming through that we've never seen before. Or venom by
Mm-hmm.
Venom didn't come through an archway, just so you know.
Yay. That's why I said
Maybe not in
venom
this
vibe.
timeline, but
And also, Venom doesn't make a doppelganger of the person he infects. He just joins with them in a parasitic environment.
Anyway,
There's your comic book nerd moment for the day.
hey, we got out of the way.
Skull.
I don't want us to go through this. I don't want anything else to come through it either.
If only we had a like a, I don't know, a giant barrel of dragon fire, we could explode and create a giant cave in. We could just shut this thing off forever. But
Yeah.
I mean, nobody leaves those just laying around anymore, so it's a real shame.
Yes, Tirsa. Thank you.
What are your guys' passive perceptions? It's a stat I don't use a lot.
17. I have really high.
D&D Beyond says 19. My character sheet says 14.
So let's average that to a 16.
Okay.
All right. Because I've got you high enough. So while you guys are standing there debating, you all suddenly feel cold. It's like a cool breeze just settles over the area. And your attention turns towards that portal gate area. It's standing there is the ghost from the dock. She's standing right in the middle of it.
Sarah?
What did you do to my friends?
Oh, don't antagonize ghosts. We should be nice first. Jeez. You Faye. So aggressive.
All right, where's our ship? I asked.
All right. So you turn to ask it, and her mouth opens, but you don't hear anything. You see she's talking. You also see that she's not like floating or standing or anything. She's kind of like stuck there.
I don't think I have anything to cast technically. Unless I don't have Speak with the Dead, do I? I don't think I do have Speak with the Dead technically.
Speak with the Dead work on ghosts.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. I think it actually has to be a corporeal body.
Yeah. They use the word corpse a few times.
Yeah. I'm double checking it because I would go with the you kind of talking to a spirit. They are dead. I mean, let's find out. Speak with dead on ghost. No, it has to actually be a corporal form. Because you grant the semblance of life intelligence to a corpse. So honestly, I would have thought that it would have kind of let you do it to a ghost, but no.
Yeah.
All right, I can do Thorn Whip. Creature is large or smaller. Pull the creature up to 10 feet.
But if she's incorporeal, then you don't have anything to grab onto. So you're thinking she's stuck in the archway?
Cantrip.
You can certainly try.
Would Sarah explain this theory to us, or would she be just?
I'd be like,
I don't know. Is this the Sarah that just shoots a fucking arrow at a
Right.
barrel, or is this the Sarah
That's why
that
I'm asking the character,
communicates?
like,
Yeah, which Sarah is at the table today?
because I'd like to think
Sure.
Tercel's already in like commune with the dead moment of trying to ascertain what he can do religiously.
No, I would. I after the death of two people, I would. But I can go in with and try to person if there's stuck on the other side of the arch. Oh,
Yeah, but she just kind
it's
of
not gonna
appeared.
cost me anything.
All right, give me a second, and Tercel's gonna just take like one or two steps forward, so it's obvious that he's presenting to her, and explain like, all right, little girl, we're gonna try to get you out of there. Where she's gonna grab you. This is not. We're just trying to help you out. So just give us a second.
We're
and
not
then-
Okay.
attacking.
Right. That is.
So
As a player, that's what I'm doing. As a character, I'm trying to commune with this dead.
as you're walking forward, muttering your nonsense, you do realize, though she seems small, she's not young.
Like a known person.
No, she's human. She's just a very tiny human. She is probably in her mid-20s by appearance. But she does look very spectral blue, almost translucent. You do notice that she has on one shoulder, like one hip, a sword in a scabbard. On the other side, there's what appears to be a whip. And you can tell across her back is a bow. But yeah, she's just kind of like stuck there. Her hands are palm out at you, and her mouth is moving, but you cannot hear anything.
Do I know how to read lips?
No, you don't. That's not a trait you've ever tried before.
How about you, Tercel? You read lips?
No.
Sign language?
Most of my patients were unconscious, so there wasn't a whole lot of communication going on.
Talk with dead was used a lot.
Hey, but there's this city I was drunk in one time, and they had these goofy guys. They wore like white face makeup, and they always pretended to be like stuck in shit. And they never talked or anything, but they always looked like they were stuck. And that lady kind of reminds me of that.
Ah, yes,
What a-
memories of the great mimic masters fill your
Yeah.
head.
That city was really weird, but man, they had some good wine. I don't know.
And great
Um,
little bread, kind of in a crescent shape. It was delicious.
Yeah, I never could say that word correctly. Like croissant or I fucking know it. Just give me some wine
Got
and bread and
gravel
leave
in
me
your.
alone. Yeah.
No, she does not appear to look like one of the mime masters from the great
So it doesn't look
city.
like her hands are pressing against anything. Like it's more like maybe a stop
No,
motion.
it looks
or...
like she is pressing against it. Like she's trying to push, but she can't. It's like something is stopping her from moving.
Okay. Well, I'd be afraid to interact with something we don't know. If your vine whip connects you to it, you could, be affected. I'm kind of paranoid. Try to dispel magic on it. But if it's powerful enough to do that, I don't know if my dispel magic would affect it or not. I give it a shot.
Spell something?
Huh?
Well, it depends for.
Your spells.
Oh, I've got it right here.
No. Because she's seeing if she has anything that can give you a buff.
Oh
Do
yeah,
it.
it'd be
Are your spells wisdom based or intelligence
right.
based or
Wisdom. Sorry, I didn't realize what we were talking about.
So
charisma if you're a
I will
bard?
do enhanced ability. Owl's wisdom.
All right.
Gives you a plus 2d6. Any wisdom.
All right, so dispel magic is 120-foot range, instantaneous. The DC is equal to 10 plus the spell that I'm trying to dispel, its level. So roll, and it uses my spell casting ability. So that'd be wisdom. I get +4, plus 2d6. That is a high number. 18 plus 4 is 22, plus 5 is 27 to dispel.
So yeah, you chant the words and you put your hands out. And you see a goldish glow go around the whole portal area. But nothing happens.
Dang. That was going to be really cool.
You do notice
Sorry.
that the ghostly figures like kind of puts her hands down and you can't see her shoulders slump. And she looks like she is like exhaling out, like,
Tried that. Oh.
So, okay, so we can't communicate verbally. We
How good
kind
are
of
you
throw our
at
hands like,
charades?
yeah, like, I guess we could try to talk, not talk to her, communicate with her in a nonverbal way to see if she could indicate if one of the tunnels is something we need to do, or how do we get information of this lady to figure out? Trying to think.
Trapped? Question mark. I'll try it in common first. Show it to her.
Yeah, or we could draw a simplified map of the. Yeah, let's start with, if you know that, be like, are you alone? Like, do you need help?
Send pizza.
Yeah, the
All right,
cake is a lie.
so what are you? I need to know what you're writing on the side after we've joked.
First, I'm gonna go trapped. Question mark.
And she kind of gives you. She looks at it and she kind of gives you a look like,
Which don't.
Great. Yeah, we have no obligation to help you out.
She did kind of steal our ship. Oh look,
Well,
I have 2 people on my ship.
okay, maybe we do need to get
Can't
her
get
out
off
of
this
there.
damn island without her.
Right.
Just saying.
If we can even get back out of this thing. But okay, proceed.
roll a perception check real quick. Yes,
Boom.
Sarah, because she's the one writing on this.
18 plus 4.
All right. Yeah. So after she does that, you see her rummage around and she pulls out a little scrap of paper and you see her kind of scribbling on it with like what she has available, and she holds it up and in common it says, "So are you."
Duh. Girls, don't piss me off, Jersall.
What does that mean, though?
I'm trapped on this island. Of course we're trapped.
Well, because she stole our boat. Wait, is this lady even good? Maybe she's the fucking
I don't
evil.
know.
How do we figure out if she's good or evil? Other than the fact that she's dead and being a bitch right now. That's
Very cocky.
You see her right back at home goes, "Very stupid."
I'll
about to
agree that you're
burn this
very stupid.
motherfucker down. Um, like, could we straight up ask her, like, are you going to help or do you need help? Like, is she going to work with us or is she just,
I'm not gonna ask her if she needs help. She's gonna be a snarky bitch.
at some point, she's got to take our help. Otherwise, we just walk away and this bitch can just sit in her arcane cube of despair.
All right. Think about it. Kind of be like, yes, we would want to know when she got after the miners. You know, like, did she come here and it was empty like this? Or before the miners? During the miners?
Now, mind you, she only has a little scrap of paper, so she can't write along. She's not going to write her character backstory out for you.
I just want to know, like, was she here before the mining company got while the mining company got here, or we found?
So I'm thinking we draw a crude map of that the
I've got the map.
the Sinoport and like maybe label the three or the three side passages like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Show it up to her and be like which one or
The
see if
papers.
right.
Oh.
And so then we get maybe she could if assuming she's not leading us to our doom, which we haven't really. But at least we'd be like, yeah, go to 3 or something.
In my experience with evil people, they try to be your friend first. Try to be super helpful and super nice while they're leading you to your doom. Just as been a snarky bitch.
Yeah, but
Usually
we're
evil people
we're
don't
not
get
really
like that
portraying
until you've
ourselves
already
as the
figured it out.
smartest people at the moment. So maybe she's just sick of waiting,
Oh,
kind
I'm
of a
sure
deal.
she's seen me love the level.
Right. So so if she is in fact stuck, imagine she'd like to be unstuck. She needs our help. That's Tersel's belief is that this creature wouldn't be talking to us if she didn't need help. So I think having her tell us which tunnel to go on would benefit us both.
Show her the map. You're like, which one?
Like,
What if we pointed at her, like, where are you on this map? Like, maybe then she'd pick up tunnel? Or does she just not know? Maybe she just doesn't know where the fuck she's at.
I'm leaving that to between you two
Yes.
decide.
Tersal says, you, there.
She goes like this and gestures around the cube.
She doesn't know where she's at.
All right. Where were you before you ended up here?
She points outwards behind you.
In the tunnel.
No, so remember, you guys are actually standing here, so she's pointing back into the room behind you.
So you worked with the miners.
She nods her head.
With the gnomes or with the dwarves?
She goes like that.
Well, we might have to do some exploring anyway.
And now I have to decide, Yeah, the language scroll. Does that work on all languages, or do I have to pick a language?
Let's find out exactly what that does.
Now we have this new language. I was just looking. Sarah can do.
It didn't work anyway, so.
They tried awfully hard though.
But yeah, I
See
couldn't.
that turn colors?
I could have only rolled 2 points higher than I rolled. So
I'm just patting you on the back here. It was great. Did you see it change colors?
it made me feel good. I don't have anything I could really. Oh, I guess I could banish her.
Okay, so the way comprehend languages works for the duration of the spell, which is 1 hour. But we said it's going to be a 24-hour spell because this is a more complicated. You will understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You're also able to understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. And it will take about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. The spell doesn't decode secret messages in text or a glyph, such as an arcane sigil, that isn't part of a written language. Don't give me that look.
Have to pick a language.
No, you don't have to pick a language. You basically learn all languages around you. You're able to understand anything that's spoken to you. And as long as you are touching the surface, be it a piece of paper, a book, or a wall, you would understand any kind of written language except for glyphs and sigils. You would not be able to decipher.
In frustration, I'm gonna look at Tercel and be like, all right. I'm gonna go sit back down with the stamp scroll. You try to communicate more with her. See if we can figure anything out. Hand you my journal so you got paper. And I stomp back to the barricade.
Okay.
I'll leave Meekin with you, and I'll take Quinn. Leonard. Or we're not gonna know nothing until I can read something.
That's fair.
You can continue to try
And
and
Elson,
communicate.
did you take a couple boys to guard you while you're
I
studying?
just took Quinn. I left Leonard and Meekin with you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So while she's off studying, Tercel, how would you like to proceed?
So I need to communicate to a dead lady who's
She's dead.
not able to talk. We know she doesn't know anything about the tunnels or how she got there per se. So I guess miming it out, I kind of make the motion of the archway because she's within, like, under the arch, right? Like,
Yes.
and that seems to be the force field. So
Well-
I'd make a motion of the archway and then write the word, I don't know, either safe or dangerous. I do dangerous, I guess. Like, dangerous?
He writes down yes and no.
So cross that out right underneath it. Can I touch? Question mark.
She writes yes.
Okay.
I yell out,
Uh,
do not touch it!
Come on, she said it's okay. What's the worst that could happen?
I don't want to lose you too, Tersal. On you, man.
Um, I guess, how would I ask her if she's like entrapped, or if this is like is this like a window she's found a way to look at it, or she's like contained in something? So I guess I'd be like, what's the word for that? Because we asked her if she's trapped, and she got snarky.
Snarky.
So like,
More of asking a question. Aberrate on
yeah,
gives us the most information.
huh.
While you're sitting there trying to figure this out, you notice that she kind of like sits down cross-legged on the ground in front of you, and just kind of is just sitting there looking kind of like both defeated and
It's
tired.
another fucking door. All right. Bernard, as he's with you, takes one of his shiny rocks. Tosses
Have him roll a dexterity check.
and
Yeah, he throws the little rock. It hits what appears to be kind of like an invisible surface. It pings back and hits him right in the head. No damage, but just blink right in his head.
does she think it's funny?
No, she's just sitting there.
Bernard's gonna try.
So, man, I'm racking my brain how to get more information. She doesn't know where she's at. She doesn't know where we should go. She doesn't know how she got there. What about like I could ask her, like, have you seen a bad guy? Like, have you seen evil? Yeah, have you seen? I don't want to say danger because she'll get snarky and well, yeah, everybody's in danger. Um, yeah, just do like, damn it. Like, have you seen monsters? Sure, we'll do that. Clink, yes or no? Have you seen monsters?
Yes.
Were they in this room? Right down this room?
Yes.
I
Um,
yell from my corner. Ask her about the black ooze.
We'll see. We'll see how up to date this lady is. Were they changelings / covered in black ooze? Yes or no?
Yes.
Fuck. Yeah, Sarah did definitely. She saw changelings in black ooze.
Fuck.
Yeah. Is that the evil? Question mark.
Yes and no.
Okay. It's more complicated than just changelings. All right, that's more information. Um,
I don't know, has anybody come through that's gone through this archway back through? Just blocking her? Anybody magically stop anything more from coming back through?
How about let's just see if she's ever seen anybody walk through that archway. We assume that's how it works, but we don't actually know.
So now, are you two
So-
screaming this back and forth across this cavern? By the way,
Oh yeah, why not?
Shay
It sounds-
is
I-
questioning.
see, I don't know why you had to go all the way back there to study. You could have just sat on the ground
To
next
sell
to him and studied.
Concentrating. I wanted to
Uh-huh.
not be
in
there.
case I touch something I shouldn't, I get expelled 300 feet behind me.
Yeah.
Well, she's not shooting anything in any barrels, so I mean, you should be safe.
So yeah, I'd put have you seen anybody go through this gate? Question mark.
Yes.
Were they changelings? Question mark.
Yes and no.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But he's come back as a normal, as a changeling.
I wonder if she went through the gate. So, because she didn't really know, she said she came from behind us, so it's probably not. So yeah, have you seen somebody go in and come back alive? Question mark.
Unchanged.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is a fully functional teleporting device that
For some reason, she can't get back through. Others
Or-
have. And now she.
no, that's not a yes no question. We're just burning through your notebook, by the way. Like I'm
Yeah.
using corners of it, like yeah.
Crystal started out writing in 12-point font. He's now writing in
Right.
4 font. And
Yeah.
Girls having a.
What if we asked her if we should go through the gate? Like, should we go through the gate? Or, I mean, let's just ask her. I'm not saying we're going to take her advice, but at least we get, if she's going to give a snarky, like, no, you fucking moron, like, at least we're like, all right, well, that's solved,
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. Should we go through the gate? Yes or no?
you can't.
Okay. I'll read that one down. All right. So the gate is allowing certain things through and not other things. It's definitely been active. Judging from the amount of dust on the floor, the activity around this has been recent and frequent. We've got gnomish machines surrounding it, which means the gnomes were aware of it and they were doing scientific gnomey shit to it to figure out how or why it worked. And then everything in this region disappeared / died. Kind of a rough terse
I can see
synopsis
if
there.
she knows how it turned off. If now
You're s-
nobody can go in or out.
Oh, maybe the you can't isn't like we need the right ID card, but you can't because it's broke. So maybe ask her if it's
Turned
broke.
off.
Right. Yeah, is it broke? Question mark. Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. So then how do we
So you're
fix
yelling
it?
to me, yeah, it's broken.
It's broken. Of course it's fucking broken.
Fucking doors!
I swear to God, I'm gonna let Negan piss on this thing and see if it works then.
Because like, "Alright."
You gotta tell me twice. Okay, baby. Um I don't know. That's a lot of information, but it doesn't tell us where to start. Did you guys find? And this is assuming she's a part of the mining expedition. I could ask her. Did you guys find another archway in the tunnel, or is this the only? Like, maybe is this the only one? Be a pretty succinct question.
The shrugs.
Shrugs. Shrug. All right.
Someone or something break it. Was it accidental or intentional?
I guess we could. So we need yes nos, because she's only got like a
Yeah, we
postage
can't
stamp's
slide her a
worth of
piece of paper under the doorway.
I hope not. Otherwise, we've wasted a whole lot of time. Yeah, I guess we could say intentional, or to see if it was just turned off or broken on purpose. Does that sound smart, Sarah? All right, so yeah, I'll do intentional question mark. Yes or no?
The shrugs, not understanding your question.
Was it
Um,
shut down? Right that above it. Was it broke? Intentional.
yeah.
She nods her head yes.
All right. So we don't know where she's at technically, assuming she's not just right there. I'm kind of imagining her being on the other side of a portal, or
And I
so
guess
like
that runs into why it was intentional. So it wasn't something that happened without someone's knowledge. Being shut down, broken, intentionally shut down. Why did they leave her on the other side?
right. I guess we could ask her if she's the one that shut it down. Did you shut it down? Question mark.
No.
No.
I have to write that. Purely go now.
No, she's got yes and no written down at this point, and she's literally just going like this to you guys because she's just
Over it.
Um. Did you help? Question mark. Like, was she part of the? That's a lot of words. Like, were you part of the operation?
And why were you left behind?
But that's not yes and no. Were you left behind?
yes.
Okay. Were you left behind? Yes. So she was a part of the operation, and she did some fucking Bruce Willis shit and got stuck trying to save the planet from asteroids.
You see her, she kind of like again points behind you.
Oh.
Turn around yourself.
Let's get the map. And so we kind of just point around the map, like, because we should have a pretty good.
She shakes her head, just points, and you can tell it's behind you. She's just pointing to something behind you.
If I turn around, there's some evil shit. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna fucking
Bernard's
go.
like, what?
Right? Yeah.
He's looking.
I'm
Does he
gonna
just
shake
roll
my
it
finger
straight?
and be like, if you're scaring the fuck out of me right now, I mean, you are, but like also.
Just Leonard take a look.
Yeah, sure.
Roll to 16.
He's looked behind. He doesn't see anything particular that catches his interest.
Like, what the bitch is looking at?
So
and
we're
nothing
so
jumps
the
out at
big
you.
tunnel was just kind of a mined out tunnel up until this point, and then
It's about 10 feet behind this portalish thing that you guys are at. It just ends. They basically excavated out this enough room to work around it.
all right, so Tersel's gonna point to Leonard, be like, "You keep your eyes on that girl. If she does anything stupid, we gotta run or whatever. This could be a distraction. Ghosts are sneaky." But Tersel's gonna go ahead and light up his mace, turn around, hold it up high, and try to get a good look at what the fuck she's talking about.
Okay, well, from where you're standing, when you turn around, it's the stairs are further out. But on your way there are various little tables, workstations, and stuff. And in the general area she's pointing, there is definitely a couple desks.
This would have been like so opposite of where our fortifications were, like on if
All right,
that's
so
like the
here's the stairs where you guys came down.
yeah
And this portal is all the way over here at this end. It's just
yeah
thrown here in the center so you guys have an idea what it looks like.
right.
Your fortifications are back here by the stairs.
Hmm.
So she's pointing, let's say, I'm just using this as a prop. The desk is over about there. Damn thing not focused. So you guys are here at the portal. The desk she's pointing at is kind of over in this area.
Okay,
Finally.
so I'm gonna leave Leonard and B.A. Baracus there to watch the lady and order them, be like, if she looks like she's telling me to stop, or if she does anything other than stand there and look blue, you give a shout so we all know. And me and whoever wants to join me can go to the desk to look around.
So we saw.
All right. Roll an investigation check as you're looking over these. Like I said, there's about 3 desks there.
Natural 20.
All right, good. Just makes it easy. So yeah, as you're going through these desks, first off, they're kind of aligned. I'm going to use beds here because I have them. Imagine these are desks. So there's one that's there, one that's kind of connected, so it makes an L shape, and then there's one off to that spot there.
Dwarven cubicle. Sweet.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a little cubicle. As you go to look through this, you notice that all the paperwork on these desks is in common. And at the top of most of them, you see the seal for a guild that is known to hire out mercenaries for bodyguards and basic security type jobs.
And I probably would have seen this at a battle sometime or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're very familiar with the guild. Like I said, you know that they're hired contractors. They do security work, bodyguards for royalty. It is a guild that hires fighters and warriors to do that kind of work. So all the paperwork that you see that has that symbol, is official work for that guild.
And this seal's on a lot of the papers that are there.
Yeah, there are a lot of papers that have that seal on the top.
So Tersel's gonna mutter under his breath, feel like Sarah's gonna be so pissed when she sees these, but he's gonna kind of look through them and see if he can find a general purpose for these
Maybe
papers.
she missed all of this paperwork.
All right, so with
Yeah.
that 20, yeah, you dig through, and you do see that there are a roster sheet of 6 names and their rotations. You see where they're supposed to be located at for guarding. You do see that there is expedition guard transfer to guards to this, and then you find paperwork that it gets really technical. And even though it's so common, you can tell that it was translated from like probably a very, very smart gnome, because whoever was writing it kind of like didn't know how to spell all the words. And it's like, circular radius causes this to this to this. What the
It's
fuck
like
is this guy
writing
babbling
it
about?
in phonetics. He heard the word, but he had no fucking
Yeah,
idea how it.
yeah. Um, but there is a big circled section in all of that that writes open and close.
Open and close.
Yep.
Is there a name, a title head, any kind of indication who would have?
You don't see who wrote the paper. Like, it wasn't signed Bob.
Open and close. Sincerely, Trisha.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trisha. That's very nice of you. So we have a roster with 6 names. Got Guild Mercenaries, check paperwork, large words, and this thing's open. The open and close is written in a totally different.
So it's like there's let's put it this way. So you're looking at how to repair the Honda motor, and that's all this technical garble that someone's tried to write out in non-technical garble. And there's a section of that circle, and it just has like a line off going from that circle, says open close. It's like notes upon notes, basically.
Gotcha. So somebody translated it in mercenary speak.
Yeah. Yeah, it went from the engineers writing to college mechanics writing to an experienced mechanics writing.
Got it.
I knew that would make sense to you.
Yeah. That's how most of my notes look. It's stupid amounts of Honda jargon that doesn't mean shit. Translated it to the stuff I know makes sense, and then maybe clean it up so it looks a little better to the customer.
This is how my dad's books are the bullshit that the engineers and shit wrote, the shit that his schooling taught him, and then him take 10 millimeter bolt out, replace with this.
Yeah.
500 words, 300 words, 10.
Yeah.
So
That was the one I did. So yeah. What do I want? How do I want to link our blue friend to this? So I guess I'll grab that if the paper we looked at that said that all the tech jargon and the open and close, and kind of come back to our blue friend and be like, open and close.
She nods her head.
Now what? So, and I'll be telling Sarah about this. So the does got a bunch of paperwork with the seal from this guild that I know that kind of does private.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the smoke was in her eyes. But they do private security and mercenary stuff. They're pretty decent operation. They're not the best, but maybe the dwarves cheaped out or something. But I found this technical thing, and I'll offer it to Sarah and be like, it's kind of got, I don't know, technical
Have I been
gnomish shit
studying?
written.
What'd you say?
How long will we say I've said?
Oh, it's been about half hour at this point.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No.
So yeah, I'll just be telling her then, like, it's a bunch of shit, and then they kind of narrowed it down to just open and close.
And I'm going to add,
start-
with knowing Tercel and his little bit of cockiness, is I was like, and I could read it too. It's kind of.
Yeah, I guess I was reading this paper that's all written in common that was directly in our noses, and
Yeah. I just wrote that I spent a half hour.
Yeah.
And she said yes that's to open and close it.
yeah.
Open it.
Tercels kind of looked at it, not fully understands the technical garbage. He got the
Right.
instruction of open and close, but
That's about as much as I get at it.
I don't know. You haven't really looked at it yet.
All right, let me see.
I have 11 intelligence, so I'm telling you, I'm reacting this the way I'm reacting to this. Like,
All right, let me see this piece of paper. It's you said intelligence.
Yeah.
3, 10.
Yeah, so combined, you guys understand open and close, and as you're kind of
got it.
skimming it, you do understand that there are other scribblings in very easy breakdown speech of blue machine, green gem, yellow machine, red gem. But then it's crossed out and like lines are moved around. It's like someone kind of was trying to connect the dots for the thing, but again, they didn't fully understand and they were trying to figure it out. So
So it literally has like blue door or blue machine.
yeah, he's translated. You missed it because you rather. So this is the original part of it is written in like gnomish engineering speak, and then it was transferred down to somewhat smart people speak, and then it was dumbed down to this is how this works. But how it works, other than open and close, is just kind of like someone was hoping they figured it out right. And they were kind of jotting notes.
So what if we used whatever's left of your your notebook? I guess we have paper laying around.
I have it's a large journal that I use.
So we could case the gnomish tools out, and so obviously we didn't look at them very much at all. Maybe we should do that first. Look at all the instruments, because judging from what Sarah's telling Tercel is that the machines are color coded, or there's some kind of identifier, and maybe that there's gems installed, and based off of some combination, maybe that's how they open the tunnel. Maybe we should ask her if we should open the tunnel. Like,
She's gonna want out. I'm pretty certain she will. Probably why she.
you know what? She's gonna be a twat either way, so might as well just ask her and let her be a twat, and then I can just punch her later. But like, should we open the tunnel? Question mark.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to use my very interpretive wisdom to read her facial expression to tell if that was a sinister or a genuine, like.
Oh, she didn't say
Yeah.
yes. She just held up the yes paper.
But did she do it with panache or?
She's got that look of she's been dealing with a toddler for 2 hours. She's done with it.
This toddler's gonna save her ass. She better fucking show some respect.
Okay, and just a little side note here for you guys to think about. Since you're worried about running out of room in your journal for writing questions, if either of you have prestidigitation and you specifically worked it to clean ink, it can wipe a book clean.
Yeah,
I don't
that
have
brought my
precedent.
book complete.
No, but you can specify this page and boom. Since it's a cantrip for most people, you could literally use one piece of paper, write question, boom, clean it, boom, clean it.
Nor do I.
Okay. Just letting you guys know that that is an option if you have that spell. Because I actually had to look into it to see if that is if you could basically make a whiteboard situation out of this.
I guess no. I think mending's a cantrip, and I can't change cantrips, so that I
And
could maybe try that.
mending wouldn't do it. Mending was a repair spell. Presentation literally specifically has it can clean an object.
So I spent a half hour, 3.5 hours left. And I'll start looking at the different machines, paper, try to interpret machine. And I'm just gonna look around.
All right. Roll an investigation check. And I'll say at advantage since you have a guiding paper.
That's much better. That would be a 15.
Okay, so the machines aren't blue or green. But you do notice that there are wires coming off of them that kind of could be blue or green. And it does look like some of them have sockets where maybe a gem went in or a key went in. But you can't tell which one's which because, again, the notes you have aren't the greatest and they're not even complete. You go to flick the next page and there's nothing in this pile that you were handed. There's nothing else about the portal in it. So
So if they could open this archway as they saw fit, and it's not open now, what did they do to the machines that caused it to stop? Like did they disconnect something? Like maybe we should look to see if any of the machines are damaged, or maybe we just have to find the right combination of colored wires and gem sockets.
You can look at the machines. That. I'm going to look around. Yes, paper is telling me red gem.
yes, but again, some of them have been crossed off. Some of them have lines going this way and that way. Whoever did this might not have known what the fuck they were doing. They may have been doing guesswork, so it could just be a simple.
See the yellow stuff.
Yes, you can see that there are names of certain things, but is this person guessing that you use a stone? Maybe this person.
Yeah, looking for red stone, yellow stone, green stone. I'm just gonna be looking around this area and then
You were doing an inventory. We're getting what are our available tools for
Right.
this?
What do we have that could be considered a red stone that may or may not go in this machine, or a blue stone, or a green stone, or whatever?
All right. You don't. Tercel didn't find any kind of stones because he rolled really good for his investigation of that area. The area with all the stuff that he did find, I'll say there was no stones there.
Right. So I'm checking like the building.
All right, roll an investigation.
15.
15. You do not find any stones, but you do find what looks like a clockwork key, like something that maybe was used to wind up something. While you guys think about your investigation, we're going to go on a quick break so everyone can get drinks, go to potties, and stuff like that.
Cool.
That way, maybe you guys can ponder how you want to search. And all of you fine people watching can watch this video.
Yay.
I fucking hate doors. I don't care.
"62 kids like me enter a CMN hospital every minute."
My name is Sean Gorey. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I want to change kids' health in University Hospitals, Rainbow, Babies, and Children's, because I was treated there as a kid, and this is my way of giving back.
Kids can't wait.
To change kids' health means to fundraise by playing video games or tabletop games for these kids that are like not having the best time of their lives right now. They're having to fight scary diseases, scary illnesses, some of them more rare than others, and we just do everything we can to help fundraise.
What's up, Extra Life? I'm so inspired to hear about all you're doing to help sick and injured kids treated in your local community, and the fact that you guys are playing games to help these kids is it's amazing on many levels. It's fun, but it's also making such a huge impact. So congrats on the millions of dollars raised today, and good luck with the rest of game day. And break a leg. Do you say break a leg when you're playing games? Probably not. That's more of an actor thing. Okay, just have fun.
My name's Eric Sears. I live in Ottawa and I'm treated at CHIA for type 1 diabetes. My favorite part of my children's hospital is the doctors, nurses, and educators. When I show up to my checkups, I get high fives and hugs, and they're so supportive. They're just awesome. Did you know that 62 kids like me enter a CMN hospital every minute? That's a lot of kids that need help. Join Extra Life to help kids like me.
My name is Defy, and I'm from the East Coast of Canada, and I want to change kids' health at the IWK Children's Hospital because as a father myself, I know they're always going to be there for me if and when I need them.
Million kids like me enter a CMN hospital every year. For me, I entered my children's hospital when I was 9 years old for my miracle story. Happy to report that my health is on the up, and it's all because of gamers like you.
My name is Tara. I stream on Twitch, and I did Extra Life last year, and I raised $5,000 for Children's Hospital of Omaha. I wanted to raise it for people that couldn't afford to go there, because I know not everybody can afford to go to a hospital, especially if something comes up like randomly.
So my why to help kids' health at KU Pediatrics is because of my cousin Teague. She has been battling cancer for a few years now, and she's 6, and I just can't wait till she becomes this amazing, incredible individual as an adult and has gone through that thanks to the support of people like you.
What are you doing?
Cleaning my glasses. Mom, go get my toys. What's that going on the block in the hallway? Got your shades on. He even has like a peach leaf in his hair.
I know. You are so freaking silly, dude.
The Extra Life community Thank you so much for helping kids like me treated at the IWK Health Center and CMN Hospitals.
Since 2008, Extra Lifers have raised millions of dollars to help kids treated at 170 children's hospitals in the U.S. and Canada. Those funds go directly to the hospital.
This is my 7th year, so about 7 years ago, he was like, "Oh, you should do this. The good cause, play games for 24 hours," and that's pretty much like the first time I ever streamed my entire life, and I was only doing it for Extra Life. But also, like, I've gone to Seattle Children's Hospital when I was in high school. When I did Extra Life, I chose to support Seattle Children's because of how great they are. They're really good for the kids.
Let's raise a lot of money for Blair Batson!
My favorite part of my children's hospital is the amazing staff that work there.
All right, as we come back here, and I hit the buttons and the stuffs and the things. Make sure I hit the right buttons and stuffs and things. Mind you all that you can donate to Extra Life by clicking the link that pops up in chat or is in the About Me section. Same with the Trevor Project. And you can be awesome and donate because seriously, this world's going to shit, guys, and everybody's going to need a little. So make sure you're helping out. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. On a totally unrelated and different note, I saw the Assassin's Creed magic cards finally.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, I might have to get those. Might have get back
Give the
into-
Magic the Gathering credit for that. Their card creation / artistry is top notch.
I can't hear you now. No, I saw them. I did see because they dropped the Final Fantasy ones yesterday, and someone posted the Aerith card with a sword going through its back. Like, too soon? And I'm like, oh,
nice.
But yeah,
Somebody commented about that at university.
Yeah.
Like, that, yeah, they learned about that in their basic training.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't.
hopefully they've been trained not to do that again.
Yeah, I'll tell you because one asshole though. But no, maybe I bring some magic cards with us when we all meet up. We could play some magic.
I not very.
I haven't touched a Magic card since 1998. So,
Early 2000s for me. Like I said, I stopped playing. It was they did the Ravnica series, which I loved. Then they did Legends of Kamigawa the first time, and those were pretty decent. And then I kind of got out of it after that because that's when they started doing the commander decks and all that. And I really didn't want to get into all that. Plus, just like we had talked about before, that's when the little dictionary that comes with the box became a big dictionary. And I literally.
In 1998, I became independent and alcoholic. So it was all right. Alcohol is a necessity. So it's Magic the Gathering or Warhammer. Both are way too expensive to do at the same time, and I chose Warhammer. So now I have
See,
thousands of dollars worth of miniatures I haven't used since 1998 either. So
well, about that same time, I also was alcoholic Magic the Gathering. And we used to play Magic the Gathering at Steak and Shake at like 3 in the morning when we were all drunk. So it worked out perfectly because we only had like 10 decks, like between all of us.
yeah.
And I would piss people off even then because I had black decks that just annihilated everybody. But I will say, when I did quit, I had binders of all the rules, and like I would talk to the Oracle, which was their ask how a ruling goes section, and I had like email responses back from them, like printed out. I'm a total nerd when it came to that game. Like I said, when I started doing the commander, yeah.
Yeah, just that one time. That was it. Everything else, I was.
Yeah. Ignore the giant shelf of D&D, Vampire Hunter, and video games, and everything else in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys are still kind of investigating, searching around. That's where we left off. So, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to find a note.
So
Go up with journal and write. Anyone else there?
She writes down, "Not anymore."
Dope. So, how many, like, if we could macro identify gnomish machines, like how many machines are located around this archway?
There's about 8 of them just in that general area. Now, whether they are for that machine or for studying it or you operating it, you don't know because again, you're not gnomes. But there's about 8 machines just sitting around there.
8 machines are in the room.
They're right around the archway.
Right. They're in the
So
room.
then,
Well, you can't say in the room because, like I said, when you were over in the gnomish area, there were tons of little machines over there too.
Yeah, just talking what is around.
Yeah, in the general area of the archway, there's at least 8 identifiable machines.
So then let's point to the letter with all the technical jargon. Point to that, and then point to this machine, that machine, and see if she can identify the one. Maybe there's only one needed to mess with that pertains to this particular set of instructions.
Okay. So you hold up the technical jargon, and she kind of is looking at it, and she kind of shaking her head while she's reading it. And then you point at each machine. She's kind of like, no, to every one of them. And she takes out a piece of paper and she kind of is trying to find a spot. And she draws a little square box, a little black circle that she colors in, and then she draws a fire, like a symbol that looks like fire.
Black circle colored in with a symbol that represents fire. So kind of looking around, would there be anything symbolically that would make us think of a little black box? Like, is there a machine that maybe has like drawer like a black box, or
You'd have to investigate all the machines. So I'd just say roll an investigation roll, and if you roll higher than 17, it'll cover all of them. No, both of you roll independently. Like I said, if it's above 17, it says we'll say you search all of them.
10.
8.
Okay, so you both get each one machine, and you're kind of prodding them, poking them. 8, the machine you're poking actually kind of falls over while you're kind of checking it and breaks into a couple pieces. Is now laying on the ground, and you're just like, fuck. Tercel, you're lucky. You don't really knock over the machine, but you really kind of almost get a headache just trying to figure out even what it does. There are a couple buttons on it, though.
I am not touching gnomish buttons. So you have a box. The circle is colored in. That could be a button, I guess. And the symbology of fire could either be actual fire or could, I mean, she doesn't have colors, so she could be implying that it's a red or
Yeah,
let's
this is
assume-
all just pretty much charcoal drawn. It's
Right.
not no color to it.
So maybe we're looking for red button, which my PC is telling me is a horrible thing to push because giant red buttons typically lead to dead Star Trek heroes. But once again,
I'm
putting the
gonna look around
machine.
for
Yeah.
a small box.
What?
I'm gonna look around for a small box. It possibly has a button on it, but a small box.
You don't see any.
I'm gonna go back to the gnomish working area and look at that small.
No, you don't see one around there. Tercel, what were you doing?
So I don't know how this machine works. It gives me a headache, but it does have buttons. Are any of those buttons red or somewhere in the color wheel between red and yellow, depending on how technical
No,
she is with the
they're
color
all
of fire?
they're all bronze colored, almost
Bronze,
like a
okay.
copper button.
So I'll look at her, make sure I got eye contact, point to the machine, and be like, "Here, yes or no?"
She shakes her head and then makes this gesture to you.
No, I get that. I want to do that bad, lady. That's not going to help us out, though.
She just kind of
Okay.
sighs at you.
Yeah,
and
no, sigh at me.
shaking her head. Shaking her head.
This lady.
Helpful. That's so helpful. Thank you. Extremely frustrating.
All right, so she makes this motion. That could imply water. Yeah, I did take one of those bottles of fine dwarven whiskey. Where did we get all the bottles from?
That was up from the ship.
did get some.
Sarah found a bunch of alcohol somewhere way up in the beginning.
Best
I doubt she
dwarven
literally
whiskey.
means drink.
Best dwarven whiskey. I kept one bottle and you.
Just because she's being a shithead and Tercel is not one to back down from a challenge, she's going to remove a bottle of whiskey and be like, "Yeah, fuck you," and take a swig of said whiskey.
She rolls her eyes, points at that machine, and then does this again.
Okay. So maybe that's implying that that machine involves drink, like maybe.
Maybe it needs fuel.
Are you? Ooh. Does it look like there's a receptacle? Is there a
The DM is
combustion?
bad.
Is there a combustion involved with this said machine?
Not that
Tercel
you
would-
notice.
Does it have a tank of any kind?
You do notice that there are 3 jug-looking tanks at the bottom of it.
So let's assume they have some kind of a spout or a tube running to them. Can I disassemble said tube and sniff it? Try to get an idea of what.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Do I get an advantage if it's alcoholic in nature? I'm
No.
just joking. That's a straight 10.
Yeah, you look at it hoping to find a way to tear it apart, but this is gnomish technology, and you have no idea how they even put it together. You do see that coming from the bottles, there is a tube out of each one of them that goes up, and it's behind compartments, and you're trying to follow it, but it gets lost behind wires and compartments, and
And so there's not an easy way to get tube
No.
out of said container.
No.
Okay.
It's
And
got
up above there's
It's
no
got
like
fasteners and connectors, and
There a place to fill it.
not that you see.
And the tanks are empty.
You can roll investigation to see if they are.
15+4.
Yeah, so you tap on the side of these jugs, and no, there's liquid inside of them.
At this point, I'm just frustrated, so I'm just gonna start pushing buttons.
All right, which button are you pushing?
Any of
All right, so you hit all the buttons, and as you do, you hear this little click, click, click grinding noise, and all of a sudden this like little thing pops up, and another one pops up, and another one. It kind of jams them together, and 3 different liquids come shooting out of these things,
out of the machine.
out of the things that came up when you push the buttons. So basically, these little tubes popped up, but instead of one at a time popping up, since you hit all the buttons, they kind of, yeah. Well, no, when you push it, they all try to come up. So they're crammed together because they come out of one hole. But it's supposed to be a one tube at a time kind of system. You activated it, but you didn't deactivate the tube. So one was up there as the next one's trying to come through.
Push them again so they go back down.
After a little bit of struggle, they stop squirting liquid and do go back down.
What does the liquid smell like?
Roll an investigation check.
Fucking hell. This green guy is going to get put in jail again. 8.
This is alcohol.
That's alcohol.
Three different kinds of alcohol.
So why would they have, like, what would be the point of alcohol getting shot out of a tube? I mean, I love it. I'm going to take this machine home with us later. But, like, if you were a gnome trying to investigate a mysterious portal, what would injecting alcohol do?
It's just injecting alcohol into the machine.
No. So the tubes, the tube comes out, and alcohol comes pouring out of the tube. And then when you push the button for it to go back in, it stopped shooting and it went back in.
So alcohol pouring out.
Yes. Tube comes up, alcohol squirts out. When you push button, stop squirting, tube goes back down.
You pick the 2 dumbest characters to do this.
I
Like, we need a good mage or something.
Where's
really
Gale when you need him?
Gale would want to eat it because he would think it was a good magical thing. So as the flutes were, you do notice that she points over at it and again goes like this.
I'm not drinking that.
Torso will, no problem. He smells alcohol. He's sold. Like, I mean, I'm going to take this with me later anyway. Might as well figure out what
All
he got.
Roll an investigation check again, real quick. At advantage now, knowing it's alcohol.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the advantage. That's a nat 20.
You
versus a
notice
5.
that where it's squirting out the alcohol when the tube is up, it looks like you would put a container there to catch the alcohol.
Attack.
Basically, yes.
So I'm sure somewhere in my pack I've got a cup
I've got
used for.
goblets.
Yeah.
I've got that one
I'm still
goblet.
100% fine with taking a swig of this. So I'll
I
Sarah,
can
choose a
do
button,
the-
any button, and I'll take a swig.
Your funeral. I push the first button.
All right, so you put it on there, and this.
I'm gonna point to the lady and be like, "If I die, I'm coming for you first, motherfucker."
So you put your cup there. You push the first button. Tube goes, pops up, and after a couple seconds, right about when your cup's about 3/4 full, it stops and then automatically goes back down. You take it, you sniff it, and go give it a good drink. It's not the best dwarvish whiskey in the world, but it is a good dwarvish whiskey.
But yeah, I'm down the hatches.
Yep.
I'll give a cheers to Captain Blue over there.
Captain Planet.
So what is
There you
that?
go.
How? Yeah. What? Do I have to get drunk to enter the portal? Like I feel like I should have just gone in already. Like
She shakes her head no and just again goes like that for the drink.
All right, I'll push button number 2. Ready?
I don't see how this is gonna help us, but I'm totally fine getting drunk. So yeah, let's do it.
Bernard's like, I'll drink some. I push button number 2.
All right. Again, about 3/4 of the cup fills up. This time it's a clearish liquid. It shoots down. Tercel takes a swig of it. This is a very strong grain alcohol. I want you to roll a constitution check at this point.
Clear.
In our equivalent world, yes, this is basically Everclear.
It was a 14 Constitution.
Yeah, you're definitely starting to get pretty buzzed here. Like that, those two in your stomach are having a little battle right now, but it's not a poisoning effect.
How many buttons do we have?
3.
Okay. Do we go for number like 3? I'm gonna hold up 3 fingers to Blue Lady and be like, number 3.
And she's just kind of like,
I don't know. She made the motion to drink. I'm drinking, and now she's annoyed. I don't know.
again, she points to the picture with what looks like a square, almost like a box, some kind of black thing, and fire.
Are we supposed to? I mean, grain alcohol is super ignitable. Press a button, it makes a fire. What's that going to do for the machine? Especially if once it thinks it's full, it goes away. We could try to light it.
Put on the archway and light it on fire. Like maybe.
So having just
maybe
drank
it's
the grain
another portal.
alcohol, I would recognize it as being easily combustible, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Even that whiskey was combustible.
right.
Anything dwarves drink is pretty much something you can light on fire. It's just like 1 or 2 points below gasoline.
Dealing with another portal here.
All right, so she drew a box with a button and the symbol of fire. She told us to drink.
Again,
So
it's a squarish thing that looks kind of like a box, a black circle-y thing. It doesn't look. It could be a
Might
button.
not be a button.
You guys are the ones who keep thinking it's a button.
Might not be a button. That's why I was just looking for a black box or a small box.
all right, so a circle filled in black could be a hole. Is there like a drain or receptacle, some kind of like an empty hole?
No.
I say we light it on fire. The hole could be where the tubes are coming out of, like.
I'll second button. Fill the goblet.
Okay.
And I'm gonna splash it on the archway.
Okay.
Fire?
Yeah, I can do fire. Get the sacred flame if that counts.
I'm just saying. And I'm looking at the girl. Fire?
She's like,
Light it up.
Sacred flame. Lighten that bitch up.
all right. So as the fire touches the alcohol, it spreads across. All of a sudden, you guys see the shimmering effect go through the portal from the side the fire's onto the other side. And then it goes at the same time going up like this. As it does, she stands up, and you notice that she's no longer blue. She stops losing the transparency. And so there's this woman. She's very pale. She has black hair that's tied back. She's wearing leather armor. Like I said, she has a sword on one side and what appears to be a whip on the other side, a bow strung across her back. Her face is smudged. There's blood stains on her. And that's where we're going to end today. There's reasons why we're ending at you guys free.
Because when we start up in 2 weeks, it's gonna be like, all right, everybody roll initiative.
No. You guys are about to meet a new NPC, and unfortunately, we didn't have any printer ink, so I wasn't able to print her forms out. So I was like, once you guys freed her, I was going to go and say that's where we'll stop. And just so you guys know, that is a dwarven vending machine built by the gnomes, so that the workers didn't have to go away from their work area. They could just have that stationed near their work area and get a drink.
I knew I liked that machine.
It weighs about 85 pounds, Tercel, so you can haul it out of there, but it will be kind of heavy and it will be a hindrance if you decide to take it with you.
That's what Bernard and what's your other guy's name?
That's what the dice people are for. They're going to carry it.
Well, Bernard's like, I love this machine. It's already started.
Oh, and the third one was just going to be a dwarven wine, just so you guys know.
Bernard's already been trying all of the other ones.
All right, so yes, that's where we're going to end. I will solve the puzzle for you guys that you guys to get. Tinderbox. Flint and steel, basically, equals fire.
Her descriptions was stupid.
She has a little piece of paper and some charcoal, and she's trying to sketch it. So yes, we will go see who we'll raid out to, and then we will be back in 2 weeks as you guys get to prepare to meet who you just freed from this portal. So,
man, she better have a high charisma score because she's gonna get a lot of angry faces right out of the gate.
Yeah, Sarah's clearly not impressed by her.
Right.
Oh, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. So let me go see who we're going to raid out to. I do know that the Xbox conference is either started or is about to start. As they're going to be announcing summer games. Maybe we'll find out something about State of K3 today. They did drop the Resident Evil 9 trailer yesterday, and it's looking pretty sweet. Looks like we're heading back to Raccoon City for at least part of it. So, but yeah, I'm going to go see who to raid because I know Axiomat is playing his Switch 2, and either yesterday or today is his birthday. So let's go. I'll go see who it is, and then we'll come out and we'll raid out. Remember Tuesday to check out our friends at the Rockator Society. Oh, shit. Actually, hold on. Are we even going to be on in 2 weeks? I need a calendar real quick. Why is because yeah, we will be back the 22nd, but we will not be here the 29th. Because yeah, that weekend is the QC Planet FunCon, and yours truly will be there all 3 days, wandering the convention, signing autographs, taking pictures, giving out snacks, and also hanging out with our friends at the Rocketeer Society who helped make it possible for me to be there those 3 days. So make sure on Tuesdays you check them out as they do their games. Last weekend they did Ghostbusters. I think they're going back to their Deadlands game this week. But yeah, I'm gonna go raid out. You guys say your byes, whatever.
I'm just saying that lady. I'm not asking for an apology, but she better have a lot more information than what we got out of her.
Sarah's unimpressed.
Yeah. She is armed though, so maybe maybe we should respect
You're
her.
armed.
Kinda, I do healing mostly. My mace hits once every other day.
I'll turn you into a big old bear. Do that. Keep your armor on, turn you into a bear, and you can just maul her to death.
Can I still drink alcohol if I'm a bear? Does that
While
bears
you're a
have
bear,
thumbs?
no.
Oh.
Well, I guess I
could,
can
like,
pour you a bowl.
cup them with my clawed hands.
No, I just give you a bowl.
Yeah, I do like a St. Bernard's, put that whiskey barrel in, and I'll just have a straw or something. We can make this work. It'll be all right.
Turn us into bears and dogs and just maul her to death.
Right. I'm like, yeah, how's that character sheet looking now, zombie?
He was clearly unprepared.
All right, so Axiomat and everybody in the entire world are streaming the Xbox showcase, so that's who we're raiding into. We will be back in 2 weeks when you guys get to see who is this nice young lady that you're all talking shit about. So we'll be right.
We're just
nice.
I'll be right
we're
back.
just
All the rest of you
preparing.
guys take care. I'm gonna go hit this button and come back and hit that.
Nice.
She just doesn't know the shit we've been through. Outer
I hope
Worlds
everybody
2.
goes out for your Pride festivals that I'm sure are going on this month and all of that. So, well, for No King's Day, protest peacefully.